Yeah, I told the players afterwards, honestly, I said, look, there's a lot of things that we're going to have to clean up, and we're still not doing well. But the one thing that I was proud of is, they hung in there, they fought in when it would have been real easy not to. So we came up with enough plays in the end, but we're going to have to play a lot better if we think we want to win more games this season. So any questions?
What was the key, do you think, Sean, when it was 28-7?
Well, I think that it's funny that this game's funny. Their momentum plays, the sack, fumble, touchdown, I think is significant. Going in, there were some interesting stat lines. When they were even or minus in the turnover battle, they were 1-14. That's unusual to say that when you're even. So we finished +2. I think that mattered. 21 points from the opposing offense. They were like 0-19. Now, it took us a while to get moving. They had the momentum, honestly, you guys saw it for first 2/3 of the game. They controlled it on the ground, their play action. We struggled with coverage at times. We knew we were going to see more quarterback runs, a little bit more of what we saw them do against New England a year and a half ago. But I think the momentum, there were a couple shifts. Us scoring and then getting, that's a quick 14 points when you look at it. Our touchdown and then the recovered fumble for a touchdown. So we hung in and got the win.
You talk about stopping the red zone. It busted to Marvin on the 48-yard play to get you guys right.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of cover too. Look, it's a two-deep team to begin with. Obviously, not all the time, 30% of the time. But when you're young at cornerback, and they were, playing some young guys, that number ticked up today. And so then you say run the ball, but there's some stunts and stuff that come with it. And so my biggest concern was, here we are getting all this two-deep coverage, and we're going to be in one of these throwing games that really would we managed to keep running it some. I think Jaleel made some big plays and got more time. Javonte down. But the play you're referencing was, we put Judy inside to kind of keep the safeties, on their landmarks, and Russ made a real good throw to Marvin in the turkey hole, if you will. You kind of key off the lean of either safety. That was certainly a plus to get the drive going.
The defense had a share of struggles. How do you feel about how they stepped up those two?
Yeah, I think that was both. I mean, man, the fourth down stop. I was a little surprised that, we knew they were going to go hard count, and then when they came back out, I thought, they're wanting to end the game, and I was kind of managing the timeouts with still one left, but a first down there really puts us in a bind, just relative to time, and those were big plays. Obviously, I think, look, the strip fumble arguably would have been the biggest play of the game, I think. And when you score on defense, you're going to win a lot of games, and that ended up being the case today.
The defense to rally like that, because at halftime they had about the sixth of bad quarters you could possibly have. Was there something you saw or indicated that they had that kind of fight in that?
Well, look, I did feel. Look, there's a sense of urgency at halftime, and I felt that. And to their credit, there's enough leadership, veteran players that kept fighting, and they hung in there. And there's a little bit of a lesson there, obviously, and these games, can flip quickly, especially with the play clock. The leads in our league can quickly flip, and we did enough to do that.
You talked about seeing flashes from Jaleel, pretty much going back to her.
Yeah.
What's it like to see him then make the play when you need to count on that?
Look, the trick is, and he's done a ton of good things, and yet, man, there's some things that I don't want to get caught with a mismatch, and it happened in the first half where he's blocking a bigger linebacker, and so you're having to manage that relative to when he's in, when he's not. And he was outstanding, though. hard to tackle, good in space, hit the screen for a touchdown, made some big runs. So we'll keep expanding his role. And P. Ryan stepped up then. Everything gets a little skewed based on when you lose someone like that and what you can and can't do. I thought we handled it well. We got to clean up the penalties. That's driving me crazy, and it's something that has to get fixed. There are a number of things that we have to clean up. I'll be honest with you. That was our number. Yeah. Look, a lot of zone coverage, some snaps a man. Key was the protection. Later in the game, we felt like, especially when we had the ball in that last series, we were going to get more pressure, keep us out of field goal range. Look, that's a solid number, and we'll have a chance to see it on tape. Some of those conversions I can't think of now. We ran it. I hated 3rd and 1, false start. That to go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6 is nuts. And even when you get the defense shifting, trying to draw you off start, our discipline needs to be better.
First win, did you get a game ball?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, it'd be something in the locker room. Greg was great. They wanted me to talk a little bit. I've been lucky enough the last 5 times I've been here, we've won. We've been in that locker room talking in this, listening to music. And, it's nice when you come home. And even after so many years, to win here. But hopefully that's the first of many relative to where we're going. And we just have a lot of work to do still. But we can enjoy this. These guys can enjoy it. And then we get ready to go next week, and we can dive into the whole Jet fiasco stuff. You guys will be busy.
What do you think of Nick Benito's? What do you think of Nick Benito's?
I thought he played well. He's getting more reps. We had him starting, ahead of Randy, and we just got to continue to stay at the level of the quarterback, not behind the quarterback. But I felt like the edges were much better today. Those guys played better. It's a tough quarterback to contain. We wanted to make sure we were cage rushing him and that he had to beat us in the pocket and not out of the pocket. And we felt like if we could keep him there, then, we'd get our chance at an opportunity. And certainly that's what happened, in the last play where Kareem intercepted it. We had him right kind of where we wanted him, in the pocket.
A lot of coaches say they don't know always when they lean on a team, how they're going to.
Yeah, well, I think I spend more time focused on, when to lean, how to lean, and I would love to have been sitting here 3-0, getting ready to play this team, leaning hard and just going, but you're still learning a little bit about these guys, and probably the same way, vice versa. I know what it takes. I know what it looks like, and look, I was proud of Lutz going in there, hitting that field goal. The last time we were here, he hit a walk-off field goal in overtime. I can't recall what year. It was COVID because there wasn't a lot of people watching, but I was proud of him. So many guys just kind of hanging in there, but we'll keep grinding. It is what it is.
Coach, how big can a comeback like this be looking forward for the team?
I think the win is more significant. Just coming back to work. Because there'll be some tough tape tomorrow, and and I don't want to sugarcoat anything. There's some things. We're going to play a lot better teams on our schedule, and no disrespect to Chicago and Matt and what they're trying to do, and I'm sure the feeling is the same here. But I think the win was important for the group.
Russell had, I think, 75% completions, 3 touchdowns, 11 sacks one time. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I think you jumped him into the. I'm not a big statistician, but my man Patrick here informed me that comeback victories are something they keep track of, and you kind of measure something in a quarterback, and I think it put him into the top 10. He had good poise and command. He's moving well and picking up things well, and that made some big plays for us, really. So all the things you're looking for, protecting the ball. I would have liked to have been able to run it more. I don't know what our rushing numbers were, but
19 for 97.
yeah, so I would have guessed less than that yardage-wise. So that, but anyway, I think that's something that's a work in progress and being complementary to what you're seeing defensively. So,
Thank you, Coach.
anything more? All right, thank you, guys.